By the time the 1980s rolled around, there were babysitting roller skaters. Have you ever wondered about the quirks of the 1970s? It was a decade full of cultural shifts, wild fashion, and believe it or not, some truly bizarre laws. The 70s weren't only about disco and bell-bottoms. They also had rules that would leave you scratching your head. From roller skates in restrooms to singing in swimsuits, get ready for some weird facts. Today's video will discuss 20 weird things from the 1970s that were illegal. In the 1970s, some places banned roller skates in public restrooms. This unusual law aimed to prevent accidents. Skaters could easily lose control on slippery tiles, causing chaos and injury. Authorities decided it was safer to keep skaters out of restrooms. This rule was strictly enforced in many busy cities. The logic was simple: slippery surfaces and fast-moving wheels don't mix. In the 1970s, the internet was just starting, and unauthorized connections were illegal. Connecting without permission was a serious offense. Government agencies and large corporations had private networks. Unauthorized access was seen as a significant security threat. This law aimed to protect sensitive information and maintain the integrity of these early networks. Unauthorized connections could lead to severe penalties, including big fines or imprisonment. In New York, it was illegal to jump off buildings. This law aimed to prevent people from hurting themselves or doing dangerous stunts. Enforcing this rule helped save lives and maintain public order. Jumping from heights is incredibly risky and can cause severe injury or death. The law was put in place to prevent such dangerous actions. In the 1970s, hanging objects from rearview mirrors was prohibited for safety reasons. This law aimed to reduce accidents caused by obstructed views. Drivers needed a clear view of the road, and items like air fresheners or decorations could block their sight. Authorities recognized that even small items could distract drivers or cover their vision, leading to accidents. In some areas during the 1970s, minors under 18 were not allowed to play pinball. Authorities believed that pinball promoted gambling and immoral behavior. The law specifically targeted arcades, where pinball machines were popular. Parents and community leaders wanted to protect minors from what they saw as a gateway to gambling and other undesirable activities. In many cities during the 1970s, spitting on the sidewalk was illegal. This public health measure aimed to keep streets clean and reduce the spread of disease. Spitting was considered unhygienic and disrespectful. By enforcing the law, authorities hoped to improve public cleanliness and maintain higher health standards. In several cities in the 1970s, feeding pigeons was banned. The law aimed to control the pigeon population and reduce the mess they created. Pigeons can be a significant nuisance, often leading to droppings everywhere and spreading disease. By limiting their food sources, cities hoped to manage their numbers more effectively. In some cities during the 1970s, it was illegal for dogs to bark after 6 p.m. This noise control law aimed to maintain quiet in neighborhoods. Barking dogs can be especially disruptive at night, disturbing residents and interrupting their rest. Enforcing this rule helped to ensure a more peaceful environment for everyone. In the 1970s, certain towns banned the use of silly string. The colorful spray created messes and was considered a potential form of vandalism. Authorities were concerned about keeping public spaces clean and preventing property damage. Silly string bans were commonly enforced during events like parades and Halloween. In the 1970s, some places required bathtubs to have legs. This strange law was likely about hygiene, ensuring air circulation under the tub to prevent mold and mildew. It may have also been a building code requirement to avoid water damage to floors. In some places during the 1970s, it was illegal to frown at a police officer. This law was all about respect and authority. Frowning or making faces at an officer could be interpreted as a sign of disrespect. Enforcing the rule aimed to maintain public order and ensure law enforcement was treated with the respect necessary for their roles. In the 1970s, modifying the American flag with polka dots was strictly prohibited. This law aimed to protect the flag's integrity and ensure it was treated with the utmost respect. Any alteration or disrespectful depiction of the flag was considered illegal. In some cities in the 1970s, it was required for dogs to wear diapers in public. This law aimed to prevent messes and maintain cleanliness in public areas. Dog owners were held responsible for ensuring their pets did not pollute public spaces. In some places during the 1970s, wearing hot pants in public parks was banned. The decency law aimed to maintain proper clothing in public spaces. Hot pants, being very short and revealing, were considered inappropriate for family-friendly environments. In some states during the 1970s, carrying an ice cream cone in your pocket was illegal. This strange law aimed to prevent people from attracting horses. The idea was that a horse may follow someone carrying an ice cream cone in their pocket, leading to a public disturbance or an accident. In some places during the 1970s, driving black cars on Sundays was prohibited. This law aimed to respect the traditional day of rest. Black cars were seen as disruptive, possibly because they stood out more or were associated with activities deemed inappropriate for a day meant for peace and relaxation. In certain towns during the 1970s, using flags to flirt was banned. This weird law aimed to prevent public displays of flirtation. Authorities wanted to maintain decorum and order in public spaces. In some parts of New Jersey during the 1970s, slurping soup was illegal. This law aimed to promote proper dining etiquette. Authorities wanted to encourage polite table manners and saw slurping as rude and uncivilized. In certain college towns during the 1970s, having upholstered furniture on the porch was illegal. This law aimed to prevent fire hazards, as upholstered furniture could catch fire easily. Authorities wanted to reduce the risk of house fires, especially in densely populated areas. The 1970s had some truly bizarre laws that may seem strange today, but they reflect the values and concerns of an era. These laws show how society tried to manage behavior and maintain order in unique ways. What do you think of these strange laws? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating insights into history and other intriguing topics. Leave your comments down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.